the mood that makes deep work possible. Most people think deep work begins when time is available. They clear the schedule. They open the document. They sit at the desk. They open the task. They enter the room. But time alone does not create deep work. Time creates the container. State determines whether the system can enter. Mood shapes state. State shapes attention. Attention shapes focus. Focus makes deep work possible. The chain matters. Mood, state, attention, focus, deep work. A person can have time and still be unable to work deeply. A person can have skill and still experience disrupted access to that skill if the surrounding conditions are unstable. A writer can have a deadline and still be unable to think clearly if mood and state are misaligned. A student can have hours available and still be unable to sustain attention if the mood-state configuration does not support care, patience, and inward engagement. The issue is not always ability. It is often access. Deep work requires access to the part of the system capable of staying with complexity. This is why deep work is not simply protected time. Deep work is protected state. Protected time matters, but time only creates the container. The system still has to enter the work. Attention has to become available. Focus has to become organized. Meaning has to become clear enough to hold the system there. Deep work requires a mood that allows attention to stay. The right mood does not force attention. It allows attention to remain. This mood is not softness. It is not comfort. It is not relaxation. It is not a wellness state. In many serious domains, deep work happens under pressure. Strategy, law, writing, engineering, study, design, research, leadership, difficult decision-making. These domains do not require the absence of pressure. They require the system to stay organized under pressure. The necessary mood is calm seriousness, a state in which the system recognizes, this matters. I am here. I can stay. That is different from panic. Seriousness means the work matters. Panic means the system is overwhelmed by consequence. Deep work needs seriousness without panic. It also needs care without anxiety. Care means the work deserves attention. Anxiety means the system is preoccupied with threat. Care helps attention stay with the work. Anxiety pulls attention toward possible loss. Deep work needs patience without passivity. Patience means the system can stay with complexity before resolution appears. Passivity means the system waits without engagement. Deep work needs commitment without force. Commitment means the system has chosen the work. Force means the system is trying to dominate itself into compliance. Deep work needs inward engagement without withdrawal. Inward engagement means attention turns toward the work. Withdrawal means the person escapes the world rather than entering the task. These distinctions matter because deep work can be disrupted in subtle ways. The person may still be acting. They may still be trying. They may still be technically capable, but the system may not be fully organized around the work. A person can have the required capacity and still lose access to it. The knowledge may be present, The skill may be present. The intention may be present. The importance of the work may be understood. But if the mood state configuration becomes disturbed, attention may not stay cleanly organized around the task. The result can be a period of disrupted flow. Effort continues, but the system is not fully organized around the work. The person keeps moving, but the work does not fully open. They may reread without absorbing. They may respond without interpreting. They may continue without seeing the next meaningful move clearly. The capacity is still present, but access to that capacity is partially disrupted by the surrounding ecology. This can happen through pressure, interruption, uncertainty, poor preparation, unresolved decisions, unstable environments, or emotional residue from a prior input. The deeper issue is not weakness. The deeper issue is access. When the field reorganizes, attention becomes more available. The work becomes clearer. The next move becomes easier to see. Deep work does not require the absence of pressure. It requires a mood state configuration that allows the system to stay organized under pressure. A writer may not need a more dramatic deadline. They may need a state that can stay with ambiguity. A founder may not need more urgency. They may need enough steadiness to think across time. A student may not need more hours. They may need a mood that allows attention to remain with difficulty. A strategist may not need more stimulation. They may need protected access to judgment. The activity differs. The underlying architecture remains. Deep work depends on sustained access. Deep work requires attention to become returnable. Not perfect, not rigid, returnable. The system must be able to come back to the work repeatedly without being captured by every competing signal. A person doing deep work may still notice a sound. A writer may still pause. A strategist may still reconsider. A student may still reread. A builder may still adjust direction. The issue is not whether attention ever moves. The issue is whether attention can return. Deep work becomes possible when the system can repeatedly return to what matters. That returnability depends on mood state alignment. This is where regulation, inputs, recovery, and threshold matter, not as separate lessons, not as productivity steps, but as support for protected state. Regulation helps recognize when mood and state are disrupting access. Inputs shape mood and state before deep work begins. Recovery clears residue that can distort the next work state. A threshold helps the system move from general readiness into protected state. The activity differs. The transition architecture remains. In writing, the threshold may be returning to the page with fewer competing inputs. In strategy, it may be protecting the room from urgency long enough for judgment to appear. In study, it may be preparing the system before asking it to sustain complexity. In design, it may be clearing enough space for the problem to become visible. In leadership, it may be entering the conversation with enough steadiness to hear what matters. The form changes. The principle remains. Deep work requires entry. It requires the system to cross from general readiness into protected state. This is why the question is not simply, do I have time to work? The better question is the system configured so attention can stay? Deep work is not simply protected time. Deep work is protected state. The right mood does not force attention. It allows attention to remain. Deep work does not require comfort. It requires organized seriousness. Focus is access. Deep work is sustained access.